Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can't think of a more appropriately worded anything for us than that. Yes.
Definitely us.
The show's going to explode.
We're going to rewrite.
Emergency crew. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And good morning, I'm Lee Barrows.
And it is a Wednesday, and I don't know what happened to Tuesday after 10:30 or so. I've been gone. Did you know that aliens came in? They came in to check out on that spaceship that was being scheduled to be launched that has been delayed again.
Yeah, let me see. What is that now? T-minus 44 minutes.
13 minutes away?
44.
44 minutes away. Okay. They're going to throw the bird up into space, maybe.
Mm-hmm. More satellites.
The bird was afraid of the weather this morning and couldn't go off. Anyhow, that's going to go off. But I slept yesterday and last night and most of today, and I'm just still waking up.
You did, because
it's weird.
I kept sending you stories or alerts, nothing. I'm like, well,
seen
okay.
Nothing, heard nothing, know nothing.
Then last night at 8 o'clock, I sent you a message, nothing.
Nope, I haven't caught up to yesterday.
So I was
at 1 o'clock
Dan's
yet.
backup last night.
Very good. Emergency crews in North Thompson Beach. They've been looking for a 24-year-old man. Unfortunately, it's a search and not a rescue. The man is named Marquest, or Mark. Yeah, I guess that's the way he probably pronounces it. Marquest Andre Page Jr. He went missing on Monday afternoon. He rescued a child, his stepchild, from the ocean. The incident, triggered by strong rip currents near beach access number 3, resulted in the little kid, I don't know how old the kid was, being safely recovered and hospitalized while Page was swept out by the water. Rip currents are ugly. They're nasty. I don't care how strong a swimmer you are. There's no one that I know of who can actually swim against a rip current, especially near an inlet. Inlets are no place to play. They should be off limits. It should be absolutely off limits to be in the water within a half mile of that inlet or any other inlet in North Carolina. These shallow draft inlets are notorious. They're terrible.
They are, and that area that they're talking about in this story
We've been there before. All we got to do is write the same story and change the names.
Right. You know, North Topsail government put up signs, I think it was last year or year before.
Yeah.
I think it was last year, about the swimming advisories there.
Yeah.
I won't go swimming there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they can put up all the signs they want, and the kid wasn't swimming. Kid was just barely in the water. That's all it takes. And that's all it takes for an adult, too. If you think it's just kids, no. And signs are about as useless. No, let's put it back. They're about as beneficial as a domestic 50B order. That's one that says, do not do this and do not do that. Or if you do, you're going to get arrested. No, then they go kill people. They do not stop bullets. Signs do not prevent people from getting into the water. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is just, you can't go, period. Bottom line, forget the sign. Just enforce, put a law out there, put an ordinance, and you give people tickets. If you allow your kid in the water, you get a ticket.
If
you get in the water, you get a ticket.
Right.
It just needs, there's something has got to be done, because people, they come from everywhere. I do not know where Mr. Page was from. I have no clue where he lived. It didn't say. But they come from everywhere. And it's a beautiful day. The weather looks great. My goodness gracious, the water is so alluring. And believe me, I know that. It's very alluring to me. But, you know, it's terrible. Something has got to be done. And I've given up on the fact that lifeguards will help because I really don't believe they will. Not there. At other places, then encourage swimming in other locations, but put lifeguards there, but away from the inlet. Near the inlet itself, forget
That
about it.
inlet is treacherous.
It is treacherous. Treacherous is probably the best word that I can safely say for families.
Well, our condolences to the family,
Yes.
and I do hope they
And,
find him.
and he's the young man is a hero,
Yes.
but he's a victim at the same time.
Well, back October last year, they had a 17-year-old swimmer go missing. I wonder if they ever found. I don't remember them ever finding him.
Well, after 2
Was he
days, the
one?
story is old and nobody says anything about it. Nobody follows up anymore.
There was one that was found went over to Onslow Beach, the Bayside.
Yep, that could be.
It's like I don't see a follow-up.
Okay, so it's now Wednesday. It's hump day. I'm still on Tuesday at about 12 o'clock noon.
What happened to Tuesday? It just disappeared.
Oh, it's all back here in the back. Thanks to our good friends and fellow hams. He cut a tree. Dale was trimming up a tree or whatever it was, big limbs and stuff. Maybe a whole tree. I'm not sure. It looked like it. And over at our church, his church that he attends, he takes care of the lawn. He does all that stuff for them.
Yes.
So he's doing the work with a chainsaw Monday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Yeah, so it was Monday. They called me and said, "Hey, we got some wood stacked up out there. If you want it," I said, "I'll be there."
Would you like it?
Wood. I like the wood, and I would.
Would you like the wood?
I got it in my trailer after I got it unpinned and unhinged, and yesterday and. Went over and picked up. That was a load of wood.
Yes,
it's a lot of heavy wood. It would be really heavy. So it was, but I got it. I got it. No problem. And thank you for them for thinking about me because
that's nice.
That's about 3 weeks worth in the fireplace.
Right.
Well, hard burning.
Yes.
So as soon as it dries out, I've already got a plan. I'm going to build a little rack out there. I'm going to move some stuff around that I've got and make a rack for it and the other wood that I've got stacked up.
Right.
And
that's good.
I'm going to have it all dried out by the fall.
Very
And
good.
then it's splitting time.
Yes.
So since you didn't come help load up the wood.
I would have, though. You had to do was say.
So now all you have to do.
I was just right around the corner.
I've got an axe and a.
No.
Oh yeah, I've got an axe and I got some wedges and a sledgehammer. You can split that wood for me this fall. Oh wow, when it dries out.
I don't think so, Rayford.
Why?
I don't think I'm not throwing my shoulder out. I still have a little bit of a rotor cuff issue.
Use the other shoulder.
All those years of yanking on mailboxes.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Believe how many mailmen and women have rotor cuff surgery. That's a hard job opening a mailbox. Someone got surgery.
I'm not even sure how to deal with that. You reach out to the car and you just
sometimes you're stuck and you have to yank and you got to reach way out. And sometimes there's snakes in the mailboxes. I had a bird one time and thank goodness I had both windows down and he flew in one window and out the other. You talk about,
what was that?
Oh, what was that?
It's a good thing it wasn't a falcon.
Oh, really? Really? Well, let's talk about Falcon. the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket that was supposed to launch this morning around 3-something has been delayed several times. And we're still looking at another delay. Oh, it's on hold now. It's on hold now.
What's the difference between on hold and a delay?
Well, it's because they
just stopped the countdown.
They just stopped the countdown. It
they
was up.
Start a new one.
10 minutes ago, it was up to 44 minutes for like third or fourth time it was put on delay. But it's on hold now. But if you look at this picture of the launch pad, which I know y'all can't see, it's cloudy, it's windy. The weather, it's been weather all morning.
You need to move the coat to here. We've got room.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
We will make room.
Wouldn't that be so cool if we could move a launching pad here?
Yeah, it would be
and
nice.
One of those SpaceX.
Wouldn't it be cool to be on a boat out there, watch that sucker go off?
Oh, man. Oh, no, I'd probably like, where's it going? It's really cool to watch it though, and watch all the different separation stages that it goes through, where it loses its booster, then it loses its fairing 2 pieces, and then it's cool. Anyway,
How are you feeling? Nice and calm, cool, and collected now?
well,
Pretty much.
I was up most of the
'Cause
night
I want to fix that, but go ahead.
watching the California elections.
May as well let Lee. Here's Tom share some of her exuberance with y'all this morning, or she's going to explode, no doubt about it. 3,000 miles away, and a bunch of folks in L.A., Los Angeles, woke up from a cold winter's nightmare. The election waters were a little muddy, so to speak. So the much-aligned mayor, Karen Bass, is going to have a fight to hold onto her seat.
Yes, right.
It's going to be a runoff. She was caught between 2 different factions, those from the far left and those from the right. Lee? I lit that fuse. Go ahead.
Yes, Kelly, if you're listening, Kelly and I have been following Spencer Pratt. He's a reality TV star, and he does other things. He's a social media influencer, but he's running for mayor also. He's Republican, actually, even though this is a nonpartisan race. Karen Bass is Democrat. They had like 14 people running for this race. But he has been putting out the most awesome social media blips and videos, and I mean they are awesome. I would vote for him regardless of what party he was in, just because of his rules and stuff. But he's very heartfelt about running for mayor. His house was one of the ones destroyed in the Palisades fire last year. Remember the fire that just like there was no water and people's houses burned to the ground, and he's been living in a trailer ever since. Still waiting to get his house rebuilt, whatever. But he wants to clean up the streets in Los Angeles because Karen Bass, like we talked about last week, she's proposing free dental to the homeless that are living in tents along the streets in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And
nice.
He says, no, I want to enact the law and have the homeless picked up and moved out of the area. And those that are breaking the law with drugs and such. Do you know what some of those homeless people are doing right now to test their fentanyl? To make sure it's safe for them? They're injecting it in dogs to see how the dog will react. And I mean, they're keeping the dogs in it. The dog's fine,
That's animal cruelty. Right up front.
When I heard that yesterday,
a big jail.
But anyway, so
I mean, hey, if you find an empty plot of barren ground, move out to the desert somewhere, and erect a razor wire fence around it, and let them bring all their stuff with them. They can set up tents, and they'll be safe from the critters on the outside.
Help those that want to be helped. Some people, some homeless people choose to live that way.
But seriously, if they would do that, it would prevent other people from getting in to hurt them, harass them, or anything else. They can be in their own little compound. It's how they want to live. That's go for it.
The votes didn't start coming until after midnight last night.
Our time or their time?
Our time.
Well, that's 9 o'clock.
Our time, yes, but still. After midnight. And Karen Bass, of course, right away, she took the lead in the mayor race. But the thing about it is she wasn't able to gain the majority of the votes cast in order to declare her as the winner.
She didn't get the 51% necessary to be a clear-cut winner.
So she will be going to the next, and Spencer Pratt is right up there. So it looks like he's going to be number 2. Now, the governor race is just as crazy. Just as crazy, but that remained too close to call last night, and early results showing a tight contest in the crowded race. I mean, they had so many people running for governor, it was unreal. But, it could take days or maybe weeks for them to get all the voting done, because they had so many. California allows mail-in ballots to the max. I mean, they had so many mail-in ballots that are still coming in, and they have to count those. I don't know if they did or not, but it's the craziest. But in California, the mail-in voting is popular, and great pains are taken to verify each ballot. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It could take days for the top 2 candidates in both races to become clear. And they're saying that the Democrats strategically held onto their ballots until the last minute, further delaying vote counts across the state.
In other words, they suddenly
yeah.
showed up.
Right.
The Democrat ballots suddenly showed up.
Well, they waited till the last minute. So as long as they have them postmarked by a certain day,
I understand, but
you know,
they
it could take a week for them to come in.
Suddenly showed up. Why wouldn't they mail them on time anyway, early?
Because that was their ploy.
Why?
This because
they're not counted until after the
Because California, Rayford.
I'm trying to think about what their mentality would be. How would it help them? I can't think of any way it would help them.
61 people ran for governor in California.
Yeah, okay,
61.
Yeah.
61. And they said that this primary was the most chaotic in recent memory.
Mm.
Yeah, among the 2 Democrats withdrew from the race, and a professor who changed his name to Barack Obama after the 44th president of the United States. These are crazy. But yeah, California is a mess. It may take days, even weeks, for them to sort out the voting on all this. But it was interesting to watch last night. And then I watched different campaigns have their party, so to say. But it's going to be interesting. I will tell you the top ones in the governor race right now are Steve Hilton, Xavier Becerra, and Tom Steyer emerging in front. So I think it's going to be a battle between Steve Hilton and Xavier Becerra on that side of the house. So we'll see.
Yep.
Interesting, though, but shoo.
See, we don't have it nearly as confusing or screwy in this state.
Thank goodness.
Yet. You know, it could be. It might be. You never can tell.
We get upset when it comes 7:30 and the polls close, and usually early voting comes in right away.
It's not there. What's happening?
Lately, they've been waiting.
What's up? Somebody screw it up?
Lately, the last couple of years, they wait till all the polls close and they get in all the USB drivers and they program everything and hit everything at one time. So it's been 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we're just all going, come on.
Election coverage is not like it used to be.
No, it's not.
I enjoyed the days of election coverage when down at the courthouse, that's where the Board of Elections was located at the time. They had a big chalkboard, 2 chalkboards down there, as I recall. And they had the names of every candidate on those 2 boards. And they had all the precincts on those 2 boards listed. And they would go through, when each precinct would come in, they would put them down there. They had one lady writing down the numbers from each precinct for each candidate. And right behind that lady was another lady going in, writing the numbers down and going to a calculator. You guys remember those? Went to a calculator and added up all of the numbers for each person. Right. And they would put that down at the bottom of the thing. And as soon as they would go by, those polls were tallied up. Each precinct was tallied up for each person. That way, done.
Right.
And that's the way they did it all the way down.
Weren't you all out there till like after midnight? Waiting and waiting and waiting and doing
there was always one notorious polling place, and I don't remember which one it was, but there would always be one that would wait until the last minute to drive the crap in instead of phoning it in, because they used to phone it in.
Was it like Swansboro?
I'm not going to say anything about that, but anyway, they would drive it in. That would be the last place. And sometimes they decided who won.
Right.
If it was close all the way through,
right,
in that last poll, and I think they did it intentionally to draw attention to themselves, because everybody else that came in normally, okay, precinct number 1's in, precinct number 2's in, they didn't care because it all came in kind of fast. And then the other one was waiting and waiting, and we all talked about it on the radio and TV. The newspaper was updating stuff constantly. Everybody was doing whatever. Remember, no internet. Nobody did it online.
Right.
Everything was done over radio or over
and you
TV.
Heard it on the radio, WJNC.
That's the first thing you would hear it. And then, of course, the TV guys were running it. And because I was doing double duty, because I was also working for the Associated Press at the time.
Right.
On the side as a freelancer. And I was submitting the stuff to AP. And I was actually, we did it one year via ham radio from here to Raleigh.
Wow, I remember you talking about that.
I was downtown with the short range radio, the 2-meter stuff, and talking to, I think the other guy was at TT. I believe we had one ham set up at TT who was a member of the net, and would relay it to him, send it to him, and then he would call it in to Raleigh via the 80 meters, 75 meters. And they did it. And guess who won? Because the telephone lines were always more tied up for the guy from AP that they had set down
The
for all
ham
these
radio
places.
operators.
We won.
Right,
We beat them.
Right. That's instant.
Made the news.
Well, you remember 2 years ago during the presidential election, you and I sat here on air till
We did.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
That was fun though. That was
I'll do
interesting.
it again. It might be worth
We were
doing
like,
this-
Trump,
It might be worth doing this year.
Trump won. Yes.
November. So
Yes.
y'all stay tuned.
Is it? Oh,
Low pressure hanging out right now, 200 miles southeast of our region. It's going to gradually meander off the coast today and eventually push northeastward and out to sea tonight. That means for today, brisk to strong northeasterly winds near shore and offshore. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30. Seas 8 to 11 feet. A chance of showers early this morning and a slight chance of showers later today. Northeasterly winds 15 to 20. Tomorrow, gusts up to 25 knots in the afternoon. Seas building 6 to 9 feet. Going to be big. They'll slowly coming down. Friday, a bit of a change. Northerly winds around 5 knots. That's after that low pressure system is moving up, and away, going away. Northeasterly winds only 5 knots on Friday, becoming southerly in the afternoon. That's when everything's going to change around is Friday afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet and still coming down.
yes. Okay. Today will be sunny with a high near 81. Northeast wind 5 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 57. 57. Woo. Thursday, sunny with a high near 83. Friday, sunny with a high near 88. And Saturday, Military Appreciation Day in Swansboro will be mostly sunny with a high near 89. And the SpaceX Falcon 9 Starship that was due to launch more satellites today, it has been scrubbed. So you can forget that today.
No satellite. Falcon has died. Don't go out.
Falcon 9 is taking a pause.
Okay. Here, locally, our ham radio check-in list here this morning. Lee, first out of the chute this morning over in the Woodlands, 51 degrees it was, 76% humidity, 30.19 inches of mercury. Calm wind, they had none. She had 0.01 inches in the rain gauge. That must have been.
I had it before midnight last night,
Must have
so
been
sometime
moisture.
last night. Oh, it was rain.
Oh, did it rain?
I don't know.
Huh.
I just know sometime.
Ken over in Oslo Bay, 52 degrees, 66% humidity. It's calm. And he also had 0.01 inches in his rain gauge. Richard out in Jones County at 48 degrees, 76% humidity. Visibility was 10 miles. I told him I could see 240,000 miles when the moon was out. 30.20 inches of mercury, and he was windless and rainless. Ron over here in Jacksonville, 48 degrees. It was clear. River Bend, Dale up in the River Bend, he and Carol there, 49 degrees, 89% humidity, 30.09 inches of mercury, northwesterly wind at 1, and nothing in the rain gauge. Bladenboro, James was up there on his way to New Hanover County, I think. It's clear and 47 degrees. At Cedar Point, Ward, 56 degrees, 73% humidity, 30.24 inches of mercury. Winds were already kicking up there, 6 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. He had no rain. Randy, you got the low temperature this morning, 47 degrees, 97% humidity, 30.17 inches of mercury, northwesterly winds at almost nothing, just a very light right now. Nothing in his rain gauge. Brian in the borough, 53.4 degrees, 69% humidity, 29.85 inches of mercury, calm, no wind, no rain. And Michael up in Crew, Virginia, 52 degrees. We were colder than Crew was. Clear, and he said it was a gorgeous morning up there. A very pretty morning.
Yes.
Here at the studio, 76% humidity, 54 degrees. And we've had no rain overnight and 30.10 inches of mercury. and it's remaining steady, and no clouds. I mean, there's some partly cloudy clouds possible today, but there's no rain associated with it, and the barometric pressures is kind of indicating that there's not going to be much of a rain.
Yeah, no rain in sight for the next 7 days. Does not mean it won't change.
Pop-up showers can happen,
that's
as
right.
we know.
It's sea breeze.
Yeah, something can happen
Right.
offshore, and just a little bit of change in the temperature can generate some stuff.
And I did hear your conversation with Randy yesterday on the radio about putting your umbrellas down, and I really felt like that was centered at me.
No,
but
it wasn't me.
But I made sure my umbrella was put up yesterday. Thank you both.
But anyway,
It was a message to me.
When I got off through here yesterday, Robbie had left to go for one of her meetings. And I walked out there, and right on the deck was an upside-down umbrella, a big one, upside-down umbrella.
Yes.
I said, oh, wow.
It was gusty yesterday.
She had one down, but the other one, it started early. So.
Right.
Okay, West by God, Virginia, the feds up there, FBI, they announced yesterday the arrest of 35 folks. Souls on board had been charged for narcotics and firearms offenses. A year-long federal operation in West Virginia. Also, they unveiled a new nationwide summer crime-fighting initiative. So, if you're in West Virginia and didn't get arrested, you're lucky. But the folks in the other 49 states, y'all just don't know it's coming yet. It's a-coming. The Bureau said FBI Pittsburgh and FBI Baltimore launched Operation Turf War in early 2025 alongside the Eastern Panhandle Drug and Violent Crimes Task Force. So they're coming to get you. They're coming to get you. They're coming to take you away. Hey, they're coming to take you away.
Rayford, did you hear about the tunnel that was discovered going from Tijuana to San Diego?
That thing was like engineered.
State of the art.
Engineered. Well done.
Yes. It was used by
to run drugs.
Criminal organizations, including the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, to move narcotics and other contraband. I mean, it had a lift in there, everything.
How?
It exited beneath a fake discount store called Buy for Less.
Yeah.
Buy for less.
What we need to do is we need to be running bulldozers up along the entire border on a regular basis. Things that just shake and rattle and roll.
Investigators
estimate one of them. They'll create a lot of vibration.
They estimate the tunnel extends approximately 1,064 feet from the U.S. side to the border, with an additional 800 feet into Mexico, totaling nearly 2,000 feet in length. And they were using that to smuggle drugs.
Drugs and guns.
Drugs and guns.
That was a big thing. Drugs coming in, guns going out. They're in need of guns in Mexico. Well, guess who discovered it, though?
Who did?
The Mexican authorities. They're the ones who got it. They found it, and they don't want it. They don't want any more blight.
I mean, this thing had lighting. It had these rails in there that you sit on this thing, and the rails will take you through.
Overhead,
solar panels. It was state of the art, and it was down deep too. I mean, they put some work into that. Wow.
Yep.
And then you got the illegals crossing over into the United States. I mean,
I'm just wondering if we should have some devices that can detect. I mean, we know where faults are,
right?
So why couldn't we get whatever devices there are? I got to talk to somebody.
Well, as many earthquakes as California has. Would you trust that tunnel?
I wouldn't trust it under any condition. I don't trust tunnels. I don't like tunnels. If I don't have an exit with my hand raised overhead, that's the reason I don't dive in caves.
Well, I've got a great feel-good story, but I'm going to wait till after Dr. Rose calls because I'm tickled over this one. And by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes lost last night. 5-4. They opened up with
it was close.
First PT. They scored twice. But, they ended up losing 5-4. I was heartbroken. But, okay, so we move on from that. But, so you got something interesting you want to ask Dr. Rose this morning?
Oh, I'm going to ask her in just a minute or two.
Let's not talk about bugs this morning.
No,
but we did have a friend of ours last night talking about how he had gotten poison ivy and how he was having to deal with it. Here we go. And, he was out there going to cut a tree down and
Yeah.
got into the poison ivy. So he was having a rough time with it.
After whatever I was doing and sleeping in I guess I came out to move my Jeep, and Robbie was out cutting some bushes and stuff like that because we got to move 2 beds that we've got. And
Beds?
The
Garden beds.
garden beds,
I got you.
raised beds.
All right.
And so we got to put those over in place once it all gets leveled out and ready to go. So she started cutting the bush. And of course, she was dressed from head to toe. Good thing it was cool because it looked like, wow, body armor, all from one end to the other. Because she's allergic to poison ivy.
Oh,
big
yes.
time.
Yes.
So she came in. The first thing she did, head for the shower and head for the whatever creams and stuff,
Right.
whatever you take. I don't know.
Right.
She's highly allergic to
Well, I
it.
heard a lot of stories about poison ivy last night, different people,
Oh,
how
did you?
they dealt with it, and some that were very allergic to it, and some that, not so much. But,
I heard at one time, or I read it on the internet, so we'll take that with a grain of salt, every bit of it, that if you burned those leaves and stuff like that and you breathe in the
I've heard
smoke,
that.
that it can have an impact on you as well.
Yes, I've
So,
heard that.
I don't know. We that's something we can ask Carol too.
Yes, I've been very fortunate around stuff like that, but I don't try to get into it either. But yeah, I think everybody at one point in their life has probably had a touch of poison ivy or poison sumac, or
Not me.
so.
I haven't. I've been around it all my life, and I'm one of those. One of the things that I don't have an issue with, or
Well, I've gotten
did
little
not.
spots before, but that's about it.
I've never had anything from that. Now, a yucca plant.
A yucca? Oh,
You ever dealt with those?
Yes.
Okay, I was shooting pictures of one, and I've got a photo around here somewhere at Wrightsville Beach on Banks Channel when I first moved to Wilmington. But we'll talk about that later on.
Dr. Rose.
Those suckers are highly poisonous. If they stick you, oh my!
That
create a problem. So
Terrible.
Anyway,
Good morning.
Dr. Rose, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well.
Doing well.
Well, yeah. A good chiropractor, massage therapist. I need this one.
Not in your area.
How about?
I'm sure you can find one.
Yeah, no. It's a problem trying to find one here, to be honest with you. How are things up in your neck of the woods? Weather-wise, it should be pretty today.
Yes. Oh, it was lovely. We had a lovely night. That was a little bit cold, but what a nice, and I have to finish that sentence. It was a beautiful night.
Yes.
But what a nice late afternoon to walk in.
Oh, yeah, it's cool, I guess.
Oh, yeah. It was just the perfect weather.
Yeah.
Good time to take advantage of going outside and trying to get some circulation and spending some time with the kids and moving around those limbs and enjoying the sunshine.
Especially nice, clean air. Humidity, I would encourage everybody. You can buy these little weather things. They don't even have to be the real expensive weather stations, but you can get something that will show you the outside humidity.
Mm-hmm.
And, when it starts getting up there into the 80s and 90s especially, it's a little more difficult to breathe when you're walking. It's exerting. But y'all can take a look, and when you get up and you see it's in the, down in, like we had last week, 45, 46% here in the mornings. That was pretty good. That would have been a great time to be walking, cool and low humidity.
And take advantage of, kids are almost out of school and start getting them used to being able to go out to walk with you and run a little bit. All of that is important in setting good habits, health habits for the rest of the kids' lives.
I was thinking maybe there are kids out there, if they don't have grandparents or something in the area, maybe they should just kind of look around and see if there's anybody, some old fool doing work that might need a little bit of help. No pay. I mean, they can all do it and accept any gratuities, but just offer to help them rake their yard or, pick up some limbs or do this. Because, even picking up stupid little limbs in your yard when you're tall and old, that's a chore. You bend over, raise down, bend over, stand up, raise, bend over, stand up, bend over, stand up. You can to pick up a bucket load of twigs and crap in your yard. That's exerting for an old person. For a little kid,
that's a great idea. Most everybody has a neighbor. If you walk around in your block, you're going to find some neighbors, and with your kids, just go over and say, we were thinking that little Johnny can come over a couple times a week and pick up sticks or something for you, introduce him, come over with some brownies, some muffins.
That's a great idea. In fact, I came up with, we need to promote that.
Well, we do have that in our neighborhood. I see a lot of stuff in our neighborhood chat where parents are looking for things for their children to do. Yeah. Right now, they've got a team of young men, high schoolers that are looking to raise money, and they'll come scrub out your trash can for $10 a can. That's worth it to me.
Wow.
Worth it to me.
But you know what I just thought about was the most helpful thing of all is that kids don't know how to talk to adults.
That's right.
Apart from in school, in school they sort of know, but that's in one big class. But to carry on a conversation with another adult, kids don't know how to do that anymore, and that would help them. You know, they go over and they have to knock on the door and say, "How are you doing, Mr. Smith? I'm here to pick up your leaves or your twigs. It's nice to see you. How are you doing?" And you teach your kids how to do these things, because they honestly don't know how to do it because they don't have any experience. That gives them twice the amount of experience. One is doing chores and helping out somebody else and caring about them. And the second thing is that it helps them be able to carry on conversations and be polite with adults, which if you're not being mean or anything, you look at them and they're like, "Oh, you're rude." But they're not. They've just not been instructed by their parents on how to do that. And we're diminishing their ability to do something great in life when they can't talk to other adults.
You know, that is a wonderful idea. And now here's just go one step further. We got to remember this for a year from now or less than a year from now. On that last week or two of school, especially in elementary school years, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have major exams. They don't have any of that kind of stuff to do first, second, third grade, right? At least I don't think they do.
No, that's it. They're captains.
Maybe the teacher should have some little things like that to start offering for the last 2 to 3 weeks of school, bring in some older people and let's learn how to talk to them. Practice talking to them for, maybe 2 or 3 different days, and then other little projects that the teachers could teach them about real life for the last 2 to 3 weeks of school.
Right. Or, just have like a school-wide project where you do certain things and you make sure that your mom or your dad checks them off for you, sort of like what we just did, and bring them back for some sort of, credits at your local bookstore or something. Yeah. I think that would be really, really good because we would be enhancing the creation of good citizens.
You could probably get some ice cream shop somewhere to donate a free ice cream cone to kids if they complete that course. And here's your certificate. Go to the tasty yada, yada, yada. Get yourself an ice cream cone.
Well, both of you just made me think of a great idea.
We got ideas here.
Well, you know how a lot of high school students have to go do community things for extra points. Mm-hmm. Why not do a thing where help your neighbor for extra points?
That would be wonderful.
Like go over, like you said, pick up twigs or leaves or something. Have the neighbor sign off on it for extra curricular points. Why not do something like that? Meet your neighbor, do something nice for your neighbor.
Walk through your neighborhood and you look for some pine trees, those big old pine trees, because they drop these things called pine cones. And for lawnmowers and for everything else, they're just a pain in the butt. So just go through and pick up you could pick up bushels of pine cones in some yards. I don't know what you could do with them, but I'm sure you could put them out beside the road and they'll pick them up.
That's right. Well, you could do some nice old projects where you paint them and you put sparkles on them.
Well, you could go home and do that too. But
yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's something you could do with that.
Yes.
But the best part about everything that you guys are bringing up is that interaction.
Yeah.
It's not just keeping the kids busy, which is great. I mean, if it was that alone, it would still be good.
It might,
but the human interaction, and think about how that's helpful for the older folks that maybe don't have younger kids.
Absolutely.
Regularly. With grandchildren living so far away these days,
that's right.
they don't get to talk to their grandkids sometimes. So you have these kids, and you're involved a little bit in their lives. It's really a great project, but somebody's got to get some effort into it to make that happen.
Now, you might not even have to wait until next year to get this done, or get the idea going anyway. You could generate, because if we could find a pediatrician that might want to offer like one night, one afternoon, bring your kids in, send out your notes to all your patients, bring your kids in here, and let's just go over in a classroom setting type of thing. Let's go over some things that you could do with older people, how to talk to them, and things you can offer when you see them in your neighborhood, or your own parents or grandparents, whatever.
Well, I would tell you, just this past week, I got out of my truck. Just got home and was going to go roll my trash can back to the house. And this young man, he was probably junior high age, on a bicycle. He stopped. He goes, "Ma'am, let me do that for you." And
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
And I said, "No, it's okay, hon." He goes, "No, I insist." He said, "I'm bored. I'm out riding my bike. Let me put your trash can." And he did. And we stood there and talked 15 minutes. What a wonderful young man.
What a wonderful project. I mean, and everybody, just find out what trash day is in your neighborhood.
Yes.
In the afternoon before, go door to door.
I like that one.
Would you like to take?
But somebody raised that young man.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that didn't just happen. He didn't just come over.
Nope.
Somebody raised him, and hopefully that person's hearing us and they say, I think that's my Johnny.
I know it.
Because I've seen him do that.
I
And
like this.
That's how we should be raising our kids in our home. That they would be respectful and kind.
I like this
Those
idea.
are not old-fashioned things. They are lifelong things that should be there forever.
Yep, absolutely. It will benefit you in your future if you learn it now. I don't care what you're doing; it will benefit you for your future. Whatever career you go into, the military, you will go in 2 steps ahead of everybody else. I'll tell you that. If you learn respect. Now, I'm going to have to pull Aretha Franklin song down. RESPECT, respect.
Yes, right.
There you go.
We have too little understanding of respecting each other, elders, and on the other hand, older people understanding and respecting where young people are in their lives, and not looking necessarily down on them or thinking that everything that they're doing is malicious, because it's not. They sometimes have just not been taught that.
And I would really like it. I'm sure it would be hard to do, but I would really like it if the kids because a lot of people will offer to give them $1 or $2 or $3 or $5, whatever. Say, no, please. No, I would rather you give it to, pick something, the Humane Society or your like we've got around here. We got some great little charities like that. Pick something that the kids would like to see the money go to. And tell the guy, said, if you want to do it, give it to yada, yada, yada.
Yep. Or just doing it for a nice, tall glass of sweet tea.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, you just sit there with the adults with sweet tea and maybe a little treat and just, chat a little bit.
Make sure they're not diabetic before you do that, but,
No, I mean the adult to the kid.
Oh. Well, I mean, talking about, there are some juvenile diabetics too out there. You got to make sure.
Yeah, it's not very common, so I think,
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, that's great. Hey, I got a question for you this morning. Do kids, I know some, kids need a lot more sleep than adults supposedly, right? So that's the reason we try to get them, make sure they get 8 hours. And if the parents like mine were, when they were young, you're going to take an hour nap this afternoon, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you can just lay there. Today I just enjoy that. But is there a point in time that maybe if you start noticing them sleeping more, is there a time that we need to be concerned about it?
Yes, the overall answer to that is yes. Children need about 9 to 10 hours sleep. Probably until they're out of middle school, and then they become more like adults and what they need to sleep, and they're not getting even that. 7 to 8 hours, better to be 8 to 8:30 in the high schools. But when you see them sleeping a lot, and it's just different. Some kids just need to sleep more than others. But if you see them changing in their habits, yeah, they might be going through a growth spurt. But on the other hand, they might be anemic. That's the first thing that I would think about. The most common thing is that their iron stores are low, and because of that, they've worked all day and they get really tired at night. And that's one of the most common causes of kids being tired. And your thyroid could not be functioning well. There could be a lot of other reasons, but the most frequent one is that we don't realize that their iron stores are low, and that's easily fixed. I mean, you may just want, if you see them that way and you don't have an appointment with your doctor and you don't want to make one, just purchase a little bit, just some iron, and look up what a regular, not high dose of it is, and be judicious about giving it. But just add some iron into the diet of the child and see if in a couple of days, because it's almost immediate, within 2 or 3 days, the child's energy will go up because they can replete those iron stores, and then they don't have to work as hard at just doing the regular stuff.
Would that apply for adults as well, especially older ones?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that it was Miss Lee that talked about that she was real tired, and what popped up was that she was anemic. If we're not careful, that storage just goes lower and lower because we don't necessarily eat what we need to eat and replenish it the way that we should, and it just goes lower and the body has to work harder.
That was me, Dr. Rose. I went for my checkup and I told the doctor, I said, I just want to sleep all the time. I have no energy. I go outside to do something. 15 minutes later, I'm taking a nap, and they did blood tests, found out I was anemic, and I'm having to take iron, which I forget to take daily. But it does make a difference.
It does make a difference. That's the thing. I'm sure that you feel much better, and you have a lot more energy. Maybe not as much as you like, but a lot more, and you're able to get your tasks done and not feel worn out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to the Builder Supply today. I'm going to get me a bucket of 16-penny nails and start chewing on them. What do you think?
Oh, that's not a good way to do that.
No. Shoot.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, Dr. Rose, we covered some really cool ground here this morning.
Yes.
You might find out that a whole lot of people may be needing a little dose of iron.
And Dr. Rose, mentioning the iron, and I'm saying this for Rafer's benefit, my doctor told me to take vitamin C with the iron because the iron might cause your system to get stopped up, and the vitamin C helps alleviate that. Is that true?
Yes, it is really good to take the vitamin C, but it also absorbs better.
Yes.
So there's less iron that you need to take with the vitamin C because it helps it get into the system better.
Right.
And hey, think about it. Vitamin C is so good for renewing a lot of nutrition. So it's a win-win. So, I mean, we should be taking better care of our bodies nutritionally. We shouldn't be eating just for fun. It should be to give your body good nutrition. If we pay more attention to that and look at what we're eating, try to get the good citrusy fruits into our system, I think we'll all do better also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Well, she told me to take 500 milligrams of vitamin C. I had to cut that in half because it was making me so nauseous. So
you cut it in half, and you put half in the morning and half at night. Or just eat them all.
Right.
That's the easiest way. Just an orange has all the vitamin C you need in the whole day.
Oh, good.
And it's natural. And you have to work in an orange. I love that.
We've got some good ground here this morning, and people ought to pay attention to it, and we have got to pay attention to it because we need to somehow.
Yes.
I think this would be a great thing for the elementary school teachers, doctors. Everybody can get involved. Parents, and more parents. It would be fairly simple for them to just sit down and make arrangements for the kids to go do this and this and this. Get their butts out of bed.
Great way to start the summer.
Throw their junk electronic stuff, just take the batteries out. They'll never know. And just take away their chargers and they're done, by the way. If they can't find a charger, they're dead to water in about 8 hours. So don't take away their devices. Just put their chargers and lock it in the drawer. It's easier.
Turn off the Wi-Fi.
There you go. And yeah, you can turn the Wi-Fi off in your house anytime you want to. You know that, right? Unplug that sucker and it's done. Take the cable with you.
Mom, I have no internet. Oh, gee, must be out.
I'll call the company. I'll get right on that.
Let me get
I'll
on.
get on it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, go find somebody and fill up this basket with pine cones.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. But and that's a really good idea. So we need to preach it and we need to encourage it.
Well, Dr. Rose, I hope somebody in the school system's listening this morning. I'm sure they will be.
I hope so too.
Right.
There are a lot of kids that can benefit from what we've just chatted about.
I think it's a great plan. I mean, have the neighbors sign off on
We
it.
can sign up. We can.
Yeah.
We can solve a lot of the world's problems with
Yes.
things like this too.
I know a
Starting
lot of
young.
the kids will go to a thrift store like the Goodwill and help out there and get points. Well, you might have a senior neighbor living next door. That's Goodwill too. There you go.
Yeah, it used to be the
That
old
is
thing.
well, that's the best kind of goodwill is.
Yes, ma'am.
It used to be the little kids, even on the Little Rascals. I would go way back then. Would help the little old lady
I
across
love
the street when there was a problem.
Rascals.
Walk her across the street. So,
Right.
All right, Doc. Take care, and we'll see you next week.
No, I want to just talk to her all morning.
That'd be great. She's got patience. She's gonna start doing this if we do that.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
will
know.
tell you.
Bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Thank you guys. Talk to you next week.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Wow.
That was about one of the more refreshing, positive interviews that we could do.
But you know what? I mean, think about it. It's like when that young man stopped and
And
he was so polite. He lived further down
Yeah.
the street, and I had the radio in my hand. He goes,
Yep.
"What kind of radio is that?"
Was that right?
So I was explaining
Had your ham
to
radio, huh?
He said, "I've always wanted to get into that."
Well, let me tell you how you can do
and
that.
I
son.
did. So we talked about that. We talked about. He was so refreshing.
Do you have contact with him?
Well raised. No, but if
you
I see him
we got a
again,
meeting Saturday.
yeah. Well, I
Send him
invited him.
Yeah, we'll
Yes,
send him in there.
I gave him all that information, but
Since he'll be in a bunch of strangers and you won't be there, just
it
give
was
him my
just
name.
refreshing to see a nice young person and just stop and talk.
Sounds like a winner.
Yes.
Okay, we've got another young person in the studio with us,
We
joining us this
do.
morning. He laughed with a British accent. You know, have you ever noticed?
Yes.
But did you know that Brits can laugh and just with
I know Brits can laugh.
with a British accent? How do you do that? I didn't know.
How do you laugh with a British accent?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of practice.
Peter Wright, Mr. Wright is joining us this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you? You're a little
Good
spiffy this morning, spring-like.
Very well, thanks. But you're saying young, so I'll be 70 years this month. So
In 8 years, you will catch up with me if I stop.
okay. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen
You'll catch up with me, but that's beside the
in the
point.
near future.
All right, before we get into what you got there, this I've got one concern here that's been bothering me for a month now, and since I got the notice from Blue Cross that one of the places that I fear having to use again, because that would mean I've got problems, is Carolina East, the hospital, not the physicians that work for them separately. Is not going to be Blue Cross Advantage plan is not going to be accepted there anymore
In Newbern.
in Newbern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it wrong before. I think last time I mentioned that
said
it was going to
Brunswick,
be
yeah.
Brunswick. And
Oh,
it
I
was
didn't
Newbern.
know. I got the notice, and all I saw
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
was Newbern, which is is an issue
Yeah.
because they got all my records, and that's where I went for a quadruple. And then a year
Yes.
later, had to go back for another stint for another one that was 5. And if something happens, I don't have a lot of notice for these things.
Mhm.
When they fly you out in a helicopter, even though no wonder I had to give up my gun because he wouldn't let me have that.
Well, emergencies, there should be no problem.
If they fly me there or I get driven there,
I mean, if it's an emergency case and
they're going to keep me.
yeah, if it's an emergency, I'm pretty certain that would be
I don't
handled fine.
I don't want to have another requirement, and then they farm me out and send me over to some other location.
Yeah.
Okay. What can we do about that? They need to come on board. And the other thing is, in all seriousness now, whatever it is, any medical or any insurance provider, Blue Cross in this case, for this particular plan, not all of their plans,
Yeah.
if they are going to make a change like that, I think there should be a law personally.
Well, this is the hospital making a change,
I understand
not Blue Cross or United Healthcare.
That's what I'm talking about, the hospital. The hospital cannot make such a change if, for whatever provider you've got,
Yeah.
for patients that you currently have, unless you do it during the time that they can make easy changes, they should notify us, the hospital should notify us in advance that they're no longer going to accept this plan, but that won't be done until after January 1st
Yeah,
of the following year.
I only agree with you.
That should be a requirement.
Problem is the contracts that they got, they end at a certain month in the year. That's how it's set up at the moment.
Then they and the insurance companies need to get together and change that.
Yeah. Something needs to happen because I had 3 people phone me yesterday. And it's public knowledge. So I'm going to mention it. So it's about, the United Healthcare plans that are out of network with, ECU Vidant down here. And I had 3 people alone phone me just yesterday about it. What are they going to do? And I said, all we can do at the moment, I hope that they resolve it. But in the meanwhile, when it gets to October, we'll take a look at the plans and see what makes the most sense then. Because they don't want to leave their doctors.
Yeah. Well, I got my doctor here. But they don't do surgery here. All he does is check me and sends me over there if there's anything got to be done, which is what happened the last time with the single step.
Yeah.
But for the quadruple, of course, there's no notice.
It was like helicopter.
For the stent, that would not have been an emergency, so that I wouldn't be able to go to East Carolina or to East, right?
That doctor may be making his own arrangements because he's going to have the same problems. We're going
to have a talk.
So he may have set something up now because of that.
With someone else.
Yeah, because he's not going to want to lose his source of income either.
I really don't want to go to Omaha or wherever. That.
Yeah.
That just would not be
Yeah.
convenient for anyone.
Yeah.
Rayford, I just want to mention real quick that Peter's got a new title.
Uh-oh. Mr. Sophisticated Right.
Peter
How
Wright
about
with
Mr. Right Now?
No, Peter Wright with Wright Senior Solutions.
Hey.
That's right. You're beating me to it. I've got on the back here. I was saying that I'm going to rebrand.
Like he has rebranded.
Rebranding.
Right Senior.
You can still get me with the Fox plans, but I was trying to get. My wife and I are doing this together, and she does not like Fox plans. So
I like that.
I like Fox.
I like it too, but I asked
plans.
I asked quite a lot of other people, and I say about 70% of people liked it, and 30% really didn't like it. One person saying, "Why would you call yourself that? You sound like a wily, cunning sort of person."
Well, you are. For me, what I thought about was, foxy lady. Foxy lady.
Wait a minute, I just got a thing saying there's a person in my backyard.
There's probably some
I don't see anything.
porn stuff about fox,
Foxy. There used to be a foxy lady here in Jacksonville.
Was there?
I liked it
it was a
because it's easy to remember. It's short,
And people remember it.
and I could get. It's 11 characters, so I could find. I could get the links on anywhere, Facebook, wherever.
Sure.
So that was nice and easy.
Okay, good. Right
Yeah.
Senior Solutions.
So at the moment, I'm presently, so we're jumping ahead. So I'm presently rebranding.
It was
My-
the second line on your page. That's not
Yes,
jumping
yes, I
ahead.
But he's
No, very good.
got it back here. There's the
Very
closing
true.
line.
So my goal is to, and I've already directed the site to Right Senior Solutions as well as Fox plans, so you can get me on both.
Okay, good.
But the goal is to, have better educational videos on there, better
Understand.
communication, easier scheduling for appointments and so on. So you can do it online or do it via text, email, phone with me. So just to make it easier for clients. And, because there's a lot of changes that, that are happening nowadays that you can do. And so I'm trying to keep up with it, or trying to keep in front of it, really.
Very
Well,
good.
Yeah.
and sorry, I had not even seen this when because one of the things you wanted to talk about was the hospital this morning. So, I hadn't even seen that one.
Rover's been chomping at the bit on that one.
Yeah.
We're just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Apparently some other people have too. So that's the
Yes.
reason you've already included it in what you want to talk about. And I like what you've got there. Don't automatically switch plans because, things like that went through my head.
Yeah.
But, what am I going to give up if I check? Whoever's got it, what are you going to give up with what you've got
Well,
for the sake of one location?
to be honest, for that one, you would have to a supplement plan at the moment because they're not taking Medicare Advantage plans.
So you just have to dump everything, take Medicare only.
You take them, you'd have your Medicare A and B, you'd have a separate drug plan, and you'd have to, you could transfer because you're in a Blue Cross plan, you could get
It's
a
gonna cost me more.
supplement plan. It would
Well-
cost you significantly more.
Well, let me ask you, if you've got the Advantage plan, and like say you're in New Bern, you fall sick, they take you to the hospital. I mean, some of that insurance plan is going to cover it, isn't it?
Well,
If it's an emergency,
it
then
covers it.
I'm pretty certain that will be covered. That should not be a problem. I think, but
I will have an emergency.
if you're having a stent done and you
Stop.
know it's going to be done in the
Right.
future,
Then
then that is not going to be
Right.
covered.
If I
And
fall
then,
down behind the desk here again and they have to drag me out,
then that would be an emergency.
then they're
Yeah.
going to take me to
Yeah.
Newburgh.
Yeah, wherever they take you, but
Well, they'll take me to
handle it.
Newburgh.
Yeah.
that's-
It should work that way. I know in South Africa it doesn't work that way. They'll refuse you at a hospital, and you'll have to go to another
Well,
hospital.
good. I'm not going to
Yeah.
South Africa.
Yeah, it's appalling.
How about Great Britain? Did they take you there just regardless?
Yeah,
'Cause you
they've
got-
got triage. So if you come in, they work out what level of care you need, and if they need to do stuff, they'll do it urgently. But I did speak to my new doctor because mine's retired as of February. And my new doctor spent some time working in England, and I was saying, I preferred the English system, and he said, well, I've worked there, and I don't. So I said, okay.
That
Why
sort
not?
of
And he
explains
said
it.
the reason he doesn't like it is because people can come in and they can jump the queue by paying, instead of using the social medicine, they can jump ahead, or they can have private insurance.
So it's going to be whoever pays. I got you. So all those that stuff that people say, oh, we just love the socialized medicine there in England. We need to do the same thing in the States. Is not exactly the greatest thing in the world, is it?
There's always
So
pros and cons.
because if somebody
Yeah.
walks in,
Yeah.
the rich lady walks in and says, I've got a toenail that needs to be looked at. And then they jump ahead of you, while
Yeah.
you're waiting for a heart transplant. Yeah, that works out well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got here? You're talking about Blue Cross Communications?
You asked me to find out about how to stop all mail for Blue Cross.
I get so much that I
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know.
So-
And half of it, Rayford, is in a foreign language. You know what I'm saying?
English?
Yeah, no, they'll send you your thing, and then they have 2 or 3 other pages attached, which is all in foreign. Why are they doing that?
I don't get that far.
Yeah, I know. I don't ain't open it much
This
anymore.
is not a bill.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can read about the one line and say, this isn't anything that I need to know. I already know, right?
Yeah, and you can find it online too. So
Right.
what I found out, what you can do, you can go online, go into your, so you can go to Blue Cross Blue Shield NC,
Right.
bcbsnc.com.
God, you've already lost me. Okay, I'll find
So
it
you go
somewhere.
to the website and you sign in as a member, which is your
Right.
Blue Connect portal.
Do I have to have a password for
Which
that?
you've not
Yes.
even done that yet. You've
Yeah,
got
but
to.
you
You've got
create
to
one.
register. I told you. Where's your card? I help you do it.
I told you to do that several times.
Okay, well, I've done it some stage,
Right.
probably about 2-3 years ago, because it automatically came up for me. I clicked
That's
in.
how I get my money.
I think it sent me a text and I had to put the code in for that, and then I was in. And then I looked, and it was quite logical. I went to, there's various things you can do, but I went to account and account settings because I thought, well, that will be about that sort of stuff. And I saw contact preferences and delivery preferences.
That's
So-
what I'm doing.
So it was account settings, contact preferences, delivery preferences. And then you're able to update your email address, update your mobile phone number, and you can choose how you want various things delivered to you by email, by text, or by mail delivery. You
Carrier
just check
pigeon.
the ones you want.
I'm
And-
definitely going to do that.
Do we have an other?
Sorry,
Do we have an other
another,
letter deliberate?
another. No, there's those 3 ways.
Okay.
So if, however, like me, you had selected large print or you want large print, and for me, I got large print, not realizing that my eyes were so bad that it made, I couldn't read it without my glasses anyway. So there was no point in having a large print.
I just signed into Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina Medicare, and
Yeah.
right across the top in bold yellow, caution, Carolina East Medical Center will no longer be in network for Blue Medicare Advantage plans starting July 1st, 2026. They're
Yes.
serious. Ah, man.
They want us to know it.
Yeah.
All right, I need to, yes, that's crazy.
So
Can we go to this site that you're talking about and ask them can we give them the name of other hospitals in lieu of Carolina East?
no, I think you would have to phone them and find out, or you can search for other hospitals in the
Network?
Yeah, in the network. Yeah.
How about if I don't have any? What are they going to do if they all do this?
Well, this is the first one, so we'll have to. Yeah, we've got to see what happens. You know, it hasn't happened in North Carolina before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And when it happened, apparently, because I spoke to Blue Cross, so I spoke to the area rep, and he said that all the doctors were told they were going to be out of network as well, and the doctors rebelled, and they said, no, we want to stay in network, and so that's why it's only the hospital.
Okay. Good.
Because the doctors didn't want to, lose all their patients, and
Okay. Well, that part's good.
yeah. So, I was going to say about if you've got large print or you want large print. Now, for me, I got large print, and I found it was just
More pages.
it's just it's double the size. So
Yeah.
if you've got a piece of paper this size, this size, it becomes this size, and you read it from top to bottom. It doubles the size of it. And I still can't read that without my glasses. So I thought there's no point because it was when I got my glasses on, I can read it without a problem. So
Put your glasses on.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
If I can't read it.
so
Okay. So we got that
you
one.
you have to phone up Blue Cross to make that change. But if you want to go from normal print to
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not going
to
to do that.
large print or large print to back to normal print. You actually have to phone them to
Yeah, I don't
change
want
that.
to do that. I want to keep it the same, but I don't want any print. I want them to send it to me by email.
Yeah. So that's what I've arranged now for myself, and we'll see how. Now they do say that you'll still get some some notices from them that they legally have to send by mail.
I'm sure.
But
You gotta have that
but the
postmark or
majority
whatever.
of it will be the way that you decide to have it on your site.
Well, maybe then I'll get the important stuff and the rest of it's okay.
You already have registered. You're already in there.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
wonder
so
what my
I sent
passcode
you the
is.
link of what to click on.
Well, I'll do that and I'll bookmark it.
And then go in there and try to sign in if you remember what your username. If not, just say forgot user, forgot password, blah, 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 and reset it. And you're good to go.
That really screws things up, doesn't it?
Let's see what mine.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that one covered. Get the glasses on again so I can see. Okay,
So-
we talked about ECU United Health. So they're having the same sort of a problem at United Health, right?
Yeah.
United Health is not going to cover
United Health is out of
ECU
network.
hospital.
With the hospital. Vidant. If you got a doctor with ECU Health at Vidant, they are out of network.
Wow.
So, and the best way to get information about that, because and the reason I'm mentioning it, it's public knowledge. I've had 3 people phone me about this from United Healthcare customers yesterday alone. But there is a website, UHC, for United Healthcare, uhc.com/ECU Health, which tells you exactly what's going on there for United Healthcare.
So if you've got
So
United
that is
Healthcare, you might want to take that under advisement because they're doing the same thing with United Healthcare that
and a bit further, yeah.
and more.
Yeah, because Vidant and is
Yeah.
out of network, and then there's also going to be some more changes. You can find that on their website. So it's uhc.com/ECU Health. And you'll find out what's happening, and that's a good site to look at and see, because they'll update it as things change. So that would be the best way
Yeah, I'm
to
definitely going to go
find
in
out
and
what's happening.
get rid of the paper.
Yeah, me too.
Just send it to my email because,
Yeah. My wife and I think the same. We get
Save
so
a
much,
tree.
and it's just it's
that's like-
pointless, really.
I was saying, Peter, I can go and just do my yearly checkup. And then Blue Cross sends me a thing saying, we have received your claim, which they received the paperwork from the
Yeah.
But it's like 5 pages because the first page, front and back, is your office visit. And then the rest of the pages are all in foreign languages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a waste of Can we
Jeez.
cut all this out and maybe lower health care? Save some money?
That would be good.
And it's hard I find it a little hard to understand myself. Yeah, I've got to look at it and really plow through it and say, well, and I see, okay, because I looked again, I've only spent $114 so far from the beginning of the year. And I thought, well, that's good, but I do see one doctor who's not in the network, and I've spent $140 there, so I've really spent $254, but it's not bad. Yeah, for almost half a year now.
The funny thing is, I got one, I guess it was the first of the year, and I hadn't seen a doctor.
Uh-huh.
But I somehow know I had spent some money, some cash with the doctor. So apparently the doctor billed from December or something, and they didn't get it until January. Because I know I hadn't even been to a doctor at the time I got that notice in February.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
yeah,
I've seen that happen too.
yeah.
Okay, I had been there.
Don't my earphones right off.
It wasn't a fraudulent billing. It was just that's one of the things that I'm kind of careful about. I do look at some of this stuff sooner or later,
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I just want to make sure there are no doctors that are billing the
Mhm.
people for something that I'm not getting,
Well,
because
sometimes,
that would irritate me.
yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
it pays to read your stuff because, like, when I would go for my yearly eye exam, I found out by reading my insurance claims that came in that I was paying, well, my insurance company paying also for an examination for glasses when I've never asked for glasses.
Mhm.
And they do that every year and will do that unless you tell them no, because that's
Mhm.
added onto your insurance claim. And like, if I'm going in there and like, do you want glasses? No. Why are you doing the exam and charging me
Do
for it?
they ask if you want glasses? Nobody's ever asked me.
No, they just do all that. And then they say, and I asked them one time, what are you doing? Well, we're measuring you for glasses, but I didn't ask for glasses.
Okay, that's a good
Wow.
point.
That's why they do all that, you know, what looks better, A or B, 1 or 2, 3
No.
or 4.
Well, that's all. We all lie about it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if I need glasses, I'm going to tell you when I go in there, hey, my vision's bad, I need glasses.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Every year they do that.
I will take that under consideration. Good advice.
See what they say.
I'll just say, hey, by the way, I do not want an eye exam. I'm good to go.
I mean, you get the eye exam.
I'm talking about for glasses.
yeah,
I don't want to be measured for glasses, so don't care.
That's
not
right.
Gonna get them.
Well,
I'll let you know.
I wonder if that's going to change the price of the claim. It should.
Price of the what, sorry?
Of the bill that they send the insurance company.
It
Is that
should.
going to drop it?
If
Because-
if it's
Well,
included-
your exam should be zero cost anyway.
Yeah,
to us, but
it
we're
is.
looking at to the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor
Right.
is going to bill the insurance company.
So they
And
probably
And I don't want them to
charging
bill the
extra,
insurance.
yeah, because of
And I
doing-
don't want them
yeah.
to bill the insurance company.
Yeah, we need to find ways ourselves to help keep insurance costs
The
down.
more it's
Yeah,
down,
that's true.
the less the less the doctors charge.
Yeah.
The better off we are
Mhm.
in this country.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got
Okay.
cooking here?
Right.
2027.
Yeah, looking ahead to those, we've mentioned it briefly last session, but basically, the one thing I didn't put in here was, we got the supplement plans have gone up 30%, 35, up to 35%,
Sure
between 30
they
and
are.
35%. Those are the supplement plans, so standalone, you have Medicare A and B, a separate prescription drug plan, and a supplement plan.
It'll cost you more.
It's going to cost you more. So I expect to see quite a lot of people changing to Advantage plans this year. We saw some of that last year because an extra 30%, 35% is a large amount, especially as you're getting into your 70s, late 70s. It's the costs go up significantly higher. So that means we've got the Advantage plans, and looking at those, we haven't got, the government's not providing as much money this year as it has in the past for increased costs, and that means that we'll probably see some negative effects on the Advantage plans. Some maybe
Of course.
dental will be reduced, or and I don't know, but there'll be some, maybe the over the counter will become even less, or various things, but you will still, the plan is that to use it for your health, and the health part of it will still be good. It will be some of the ancillary things that you may find a cut, not just for Blue Cross, but for all the companies, for United
They will keep
Healthcare.
the same.
Everyone's going to be affected because this is affecting all the companies.
You think they'll do away with single swingers?
That's too much fun.
The silver sneakers they probably won't do away with that. Do you
I
think?
don't think
Well,
they
that's
don't
a
do away with it
preventative
because
measure,
it really is a
yes.
preventative
Mhm.
measure. I've been doing a lot in the gym recently, and and I feel really good about it. So
I've got to
I think it really
I
helps
could
your
have called
health.
you yesterday. You wouldn't have had to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You could have what? Sorry.
I could have called you yesterday, put you to work, because you would not have needed any gym workout.
Oh, okay.
Loading a trailer with logs.
Okay, you could have done, because I did. I swam at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Then I went to Wilson and I did a food pantry there. I volunteered at a food pantry and helped some people there. And then I came back, put this together, and then I went for another swim at
I could have saved you
at
2
night-
swims out there, and I loaded up a
at
trailer.
9 o'clock. So, 15 hours apart. I thought it was
One of those logs weighed, I'm sure, 100 pounds that I picked up.
wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Well, for folks out there, check your plans, whatever you've got. You can go online and check it and see, and make sure that your doctor, your hospital, your whatever medical provider is still in the network for you. That's one of the key things, right?
yeah.
'Cause
Right.
you may have to go find another doctor.
Yes. It makes
Yeah.
a difference.
We gotta
Yeah.
check hours.
Huge
You can
difference.
check hours, right? They haven't notified me about that.
Yes. No, ours is good. The one we go to
Yeah,
is
it's still
good.
good in July.
As far as I know,
Okay.
yes.
And I know Dr. Abrams is good, so,
Yes.
okay.
Well, this affects just the hospitals themselves,
Yeah,
but as
but-
far as for doctors, as far as I know, no one is saying they're pulling out. They'd be crazy to do
No,
it.
not for Blue Cross. No.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there are no doctors that are backing out, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not that I am
I'm
aware of
any
or
doctor,
heard
okay.
of.
But
Yeah.
anyway, if you guys
Yeah.
are concerned, whatever health plan you've
Yeah.
got, you may want to just check it, because some changes are occurring, and we know with all the fraud that's been happening, Medicare's been hurt.
Mhm. And that's one warning I must give. Do remember that giving your Medicare number to somebody that calls you out of the blue, don't do it. It's like a
Never.
credit card number. They can use it to sign you up for whatever. If they've got they can Google your date of birth generally.
Somewhere they can
And
find
so
it.
if they've got your Medicare number, you could be signed up for you don't know what.
Yep.
So be really careful with that.
All right.
Only do it to
Absolutely.
people that you know, that you've arranged to
And,
phone
and
you.
I'm glad you said that, because it brings up real quick. It's sort of related, but not. Your social media, where it's got your personal details, do not put the year of birth on your social media. If anything, where it's your birth date, your email address, your phone number, mark all those for your eyes only, because that's how a lot of scammers and hackers are getting your information. And they'll get into your email, and they'll get into your health care.
And I would say about 1 in 15 people have got their date of birth on their email. You've probably
Yes.
seen that.
Yes. As part of their password.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not as part of a password, as a username and email.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Don't ever use personal information like that. The best thing to do, use your email if you want to, but your passwords, I don't use words. I use sentences. Like, it's a
The
beautiful.
quick brown fox jumped over the fox.
Exactly. I have
I
sentences
would
like
forget it.
that. I have to write them all down.
I wonder, here's one that a lot of people could use just to go
Fox
try.
plans.
No, just to go try it. Find somebody's email address, log on as though you're them.
Yes.
With their
Put in
email
the
address.
dog's name.
No,
their
no,
birthday.
no. Do like you do. Put a sentences. Are you feeling lucky today, punk?
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
Are you
one.
feeling lucky, punk? Make my
Clint
day.
Eastwood.
I will guarantee you there's somebody who is using those phrases. as
Well,
their
for some of the
password.
campaigns that I've been working on in the past, the passwords, I use sentences, and the person running that I'm working for would just like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
Just go through and think in your
Sentences.
head, what is the most used or overused sentence you can think of, and you will find that being used as a password.
Right. No, you have to
Not
make
on
up
mine,
your
by
own.
the way. You won't find it on mine.
Like my dog likes to eat cucumbers, something like that, something that's just which I do not use. But
But your dog does.
My dog does.
And
He
you
eats
put in a
cucumbers.
3 for the E or something, and a
Right,
capital
right.
S for the end of the cucumbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know for the most
Yeah.
part, people like to put something that's familiar to them that they're going to remember, like their mom's name and her birth date, or et cetera, et cetera. Hackers know. They know.
They will try the.
They're going to
damnedest
try
stuff.
all that first.
Or you can just use the Google suggested complicated password, and I just save that. And
Yeah, you could do that.
What happens if you
Absolutely.
forget it? When you forget it,
My
You won't
only
remember.
problem
Well,
with that,
You've got it
Peter,
hidden somewhere.
if I'm away
I've-
from my computer and I'm on my phone and I go to put that password in, I'm not going to remember what
it's
it is.
synced. So
Yes,
I've got
mine
mine
is.
synced, so I can pull them up wherever, except for my bank stuff. That isn't synced, but the rest of it
Right,
is.
right.
Yeah. I don't go on my I
Even my
don't use
bank,
this for my bank.
even my bank password is as soon as I don't remember what it is right now. I have to look it up every time.
Well, what could it be?
I mean, I have it synced, but my bank account is one that I don't sync, just in case I lose my phone.
Now, what I have not done, I put everything into an Excel spreadsheet, which I keep on my
You're
computer, which
so
isn't a good idea.
meticulous.
Isn't a good idea. I want to use one password. So what I'm going to do this next month is change everything to one of these password protective ones. I'm going to choose one password, I think, and put everything in there. And that will then, that makes that safe. So if somebody does get into my computer somehow, or if they stole it and they got into my computer or whatever, then they would have possibly
Right.
have access to my password. So I want to stop that from being able to happen.
To get into my computer here, if they don't hit the right 2 letters to begin with, it explodes. There's a small charge in here, in the desk, and the javelin comes out, goes straight through the whole body.
No, that's good.
Yeah. One-time use, and they won't have to use it again. Hospitals won't need them. Morgue does. Hey, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Just have a good lawyer to protect you.
Can you bootstrap your computer for something like that?
It's been done, not a computer, it's been done in France with a radio.
Oh, really?
Somebody had their house burglarized 13 times, and they got really pissed off about
Got
it.
it.
And so
That's what I would do.
they put a radio in a locked glass cabinet.
Made it look very inviting.
No, they just put the radio in a locked glass cabinet,
That's
and they had a
inviting.
bomb inside the radio. So if you turn the radio on, it would explode.
Hmm.
And it didn't quite go as the guy hoped, because somebody broke in for the 14th time and unfortunately turned the radio on in his house, and it blew up in his house.
In the house. Okay.
And it killed the guy, and the guy's relatives sued. This was, must have been
there was a
20 years ago or
there
so,
was a
25 years ago.
sheet metal company in Jacksonville up on Marine Boulevard, near the Kentucky Fried Chicken. But anyway, a sheet metal company way back when in the 70s.
Way back.
And they had a burglary. Somebody went in, and it was a safe ripping group going in. That's what they call it, ripping a safe, when they break
Right.
into a safe.
Mm-hmm.
So they gone in, stand up safe. And they ripped it. They got into it. What are they going to keep in a sheet metal company? Nothing but a bunch of files and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there. They just took everything out and made a mess of it. I had to go up and process the scene, but I had to do it with a gas mask because there was a safe up there overhead, a small one
Right.
with another combination that the people who owned the safe never had the combination for. They had bought it used. And that safe, when you opened it up, it had a tear gas dispenser that went off when you opened that.
Oh.
If you didn't have the combination and you just were able to rip that door, that room was filled full of tear gas to go in. Oh, it was funny.
I got used to tear gas. I worked for a company
You
in
got
South
used to tear
Africa.
gas?
Yeah, I was working for a company in South
I've never
Africa.
heard of anybody being immune to tear gas.
No, not immune to it,
Oh.
but
You got accustomed to it.
because
You
we
have
were
tear gas.
scheduled with making tear gas, And so we had a couple of workers that would go and put it in a barrel and stir it around.
Really?
Really, I'm not kidding.
They made tear gas.
They made tear gas, and then
What kind of job
was
do
a-
you have to?
it
what
was
kind
a
of-
wholly owned. It was a not a wholly owned subsidiary. It was
devilish.
it was
not always.
partially owned by an English company.
So not right.
And I remember seeing the directors of a South African company that was mailing letters back to the English company, and I'm not going to say which the company was, but I did work for it, saying, we do not and never have made tear gas on our site.
Yep.
But we were doing it. And then we had to, one of my friends who was an engineer, was contracted to make a better solution than mixing it up in a
More
drum,
intense, yeah.
and so that could be transported from site to site in case various people wanted to, find out about it. So,
Well, one question for you before we'll let you go. Did you ever have any sinus issues while you were working at that company, or did they stay cleared
I
out?
had a lot of sinus
Oh, you did?
issues, not from the tear gas, but because I worked in South Africa. There's very little, or there's not much regulation on gases and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked in a place called Sasolburg, where they get coal out of the ground, and
Yeah.
Sasol creates it into
Dust.
petrol. And they have an ethylene as a byproduct, and we would get that as a plastics plant and use that to make plastics and so on, and various chemicals and whatever from that. And I spent 4 years there. It was a town 60 miles away from Johannesburg. It had 45,000 people. It had about 50 churches and one pub. That was all the time.
Wow. Talk
So
about
I
lying all the
Need to
time.
open up
I
some
spent-
more pubs.
I spent 4 weekends there in those 4 years. The rest of the time I was wherever I could be. Only when I had to, only when they said, you've got to work this weekend and you've got to be here, did I work.
Oh my Lord.
But my sinuses, they were blocked. They were, when you blow your nose, it would come out black and brown.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
horrible.
I would think though the sinuses would constantly run if you.
They were. I had
Okay.
a nasal drip.
Well, that
Sneeze.
would be
Yeah.
from the tear gas, because tear gas will make you. It will clear your sinuses.
The tear gas wasn't there. That was on a different site.
Oh, okay.
Smaller site, but it was part of the same group. And yeah, so
All right, Peter. Thank you. We'll
Thank
see you
you
next
so
month, I
much.
guess. Huh?
can we just give my phone number?
Oh, we're going to do
Of
that.
course
Yeah,
we can.
absolutely. 252-675-4488. 252-675-4488. That's Peter's direct telephone number. He'll answer it. If he's on the line, it will go to a voicemail,
Yeah.
And he will call you back.
and he'll call
Yeah,
you
I
back.
will do.
910-262
252.
252. Well, we'll start again.
Start over.
252-675-4488.
You got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Peter, thank you. We always
Thank
appreciate you
you.
coming in.
Thank
you
That's
very
much.
Good information.
Can't wait to see what
Okay.
2027 brings.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Medicare is going to go on, and we're still going to have, so it may not be the ancillary part may not be as good, but I think the doctor stuff and so on will be fine. And that's what matters the most.
Well, that's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
primary.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Have a good
Super.
one. Take
Cheers.
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 Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Okay.
Low pressure hanging about 200 miles southeast of us this morning. It's going to gradually slide on up the coast and off to the northeast, moving up, and up, which is kind of a good thing, but it's going to bring some strong northeasterly breezes for the next couple of days. And then it will slide away, and towards the weekend, the wind will calm down a little bit. That will be the good news. But for today, out to 60 nautical miles for the marine forecast, those winds, again, they're going to be northeasterly, 20 to 25 knots with gusts of 30. The seas, that's going to be what counts, 8 to 11 feet. Now, there will be rip currents Can I mention that again? There will be rip currents.
That's right.
There's also a slight chance of showers later this morning, not much. Slighter chance of showers late in the morning and afternoon. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 15 to 20, gusts up to 25 in the morning. Seas coming down just a wee bit, 6 to 9. Mm-hmm. Friday, you're going to see the change. Winds are going to shift around from the north in the morning to the south. They'll be light in the morning, 5 knots, probably pick up a little bit in the south, from the south in the afternoon, but the seas are coming down 4 to 6 feet.
Today, sunny with a high near 81. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 57. Thursday, sunny with a high near 83. And Friday, sunny with a high near 88. Mm-hmm. And Rayford, while we were talking about hospitals, I just wanted to make an announcement. Onslow Memorial Hospital,
yes,
which is an affiliate of UNC Health. Onslow Memorial Hospital named one of Newsweek's America's Greatest Mid-Size Workplaces in Healthcare for 2026.
Great place to work, in other words.
Onslow Memorial Hospital has been recognized by Newsweek as one of America's greatest mid-sized workplaces in healthcare in 2026, a distinction that honors employers demonstrating excellence in workplace culture, employee satisfaction, and ethical business practices. The ranking was developed by Newsweek in partnership with Plant A Insights and Anline, a leading HR analytics company. Congratulations, Onslow Memorial. Mm-hmm. I'll be throwing that on our page a little bit later on, but great job. Great job. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we got on to that very controversial story about Mallard Creek High School out of Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yeah, I remember that.
Its track team was disqualified from the state championship because of one of the runners using a gesture. Well, guess what? The verdict is in from the North Carolina State Board of Education's Independent Interscholastic Athletic Appeals Board on the viral disqualification of Charlotte, North Carolina, Mallard Creek track runner Nylan Brown, according to multiple reports. According to a report by a high school T, the appeals board made the unprecedented decision to overturn the ruling made by judges at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Track and Field State Championships. With the decision, Mallard Creek is now co-state champions with Durham, Jordan for Class 8A. Mallard Creek had won the championship, but was disqualified by the refs there.
Because the guy holds his hand up backwards and he's supposed to be a rear view mirror.
Well, what happened was now, allegedly, he had made a gesture earlier during the track meet, and the ref says, don't do it again, blah, blah, blah. And he did it as he was crossing the line. He held up his arm with his palm facing up. My understanding is that was him saying, I see you in my rearview mirror. So they disqualified him.
So what's wrong with that in itself?
Actually disqualified the whole team from winning the state championship. But rather than take it back away from Jordan High School, after they made them co-state champions, well, I think that's pretty cool. But the appeals board vacated the disqualification from the 4x400 relay. After review and discussion, the board of directors voted to declare Mallard Creek High School and C.E. Jordan High School as co-champions of the 2026 North Carolina High School Athletic Association 8A Men's Track and Field State Championship.
It's something, but I hope the kid learned a lesson.
I hope so too.
That will be the thing. I hope he learned a lesson. And everybody, all the other kids need to learn a lesson. There's no difference in that than in the guy a few years ago, right here, and we talk about it now because it's coming up again. The Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. During that tournament, they caught on board one of the boats. They caught a big marlin, the biggest marlin.
Yes.
Biggest marlin.
Yes.
The absolute biggest marlin.
Right.
During the tournament, they caught it. The tournament rules are and everybody knows them because they have to sign off on them.
Yes, they do.
Everybody on that boat, it does not matter whether you're a bikini-clad chickie poo that's out there for
Have a license.
worshiping the sun or whatever. You got to have a fishing license. You got to have a valid North Carolina fishing license. The boat was from Virginia, and the crew, part of the crew, the work crew, not the people that chartered the boat to fish and do that. One of the crew members did not have a fishing license, and they found out after they caught the fish.
Right.
So this boat was very slow after it caught the fish getting back to the docks. It was running at breakneck speed of nothing. Well, that raised eyebrows.
It was late getting back in, too.
It was late getting in.
Yes.
And as it turns out, while it was still out there, they discovered that one of the crew members did not have a valid North Carolina fishing license. So they applied for it online. They came close to shore, close enough to get within range so they could apply for this fishing license online,
Right.
of which they did.
Right.
And of course, the time was noted, recorded, and they got back to shore and they started checking, and it, all he had was on his phone or somebody's phone, his fishing license, and they noticed the time. Ruh-roh.
You can't cheat.
More than $1 million. More than $1 million it cost them.
Yep.
It cost them more than $1 million. You got to play by the rules. And if you're the captain of the boat and you sign, if it was me and everybody had to have a fishing license to be aboard my boat to go out to fish, show me your license. I got one. No. You don't have one unless I see it. That's like me. You're not going to do it.
That was
You're
such
just
a
not going to do it.
mess.
So that's the way the
I
rules
think
are.
they tried to appeal that too, didn't they?
They did, and there was some kind of a
Yes,
stupid settlement,
yes.
but they still didn't win.
But if we didn't have that drama every year in the Big Rock,
We wouldn't have anything.
I mean, last year, same thing as the year before, bringing in the blue marlin, and it was attacked by a shark and had
Yeah.
a hunk taken out and got disqualified. And unfortunately, rules are rules. I would have appealed it, which they did, but
And they got some money for it, but they
You
didn't.
know,
They
but you
didn't-
think
they
about it.
still lost. I wouldn't have appealed it.
Rayford,
I would have said no.
you're out there fighting for 5, 6, 7 hours to bring that blue marlin in, and about the time you get them to the boat, a shark reaches up and takes a bite
Now,
out of it.
that one I would
That-
appeal because that one to me is sort of a bit of a that's a fate of nature. It'd be like
Well,
lightning
disqualified.
striking your boat or your fishing rod at the same time. It's not. That's you can't control it. Forces of nature are beyond your control. And if you don't think a shark taking a bite out of your fish is a force of nature, it's a huge force of
Jaws
nature.
came up there, I'd give them the whole thing. Well, Saturday.
I've had a lot of fish bitten off. I brought in a lot of just Spanish heads. They come in and suddenly I'm bringing it in. There's a sudden pull of the line, and then you bring a fish head. It's about that long instead of a fish that long. Gone.
Mhm. Well, Saturday starts the Big Rock tournament with the
Yep.
Kelly Wagner Lady Angler tournament.
Kelly was a
That's on
force.
Saturday.
She was a force. She died of
Breast cancer. Right.
But she was a major driving force in having a ladies' day for
Yes.
the ladies to fish. And it's great. They got to have ladies doing the fishing on
Right.
the boat. They can have men assisting, like bringing in the fish or something like that. If they get it, they can have mates. It's the same thing that they can do with the men on the boat,
Right.
anything during a tournament. Basically, the same rules apply, except that they have women. It's primarily a women's fishing tournament. And I really don't want to be aboard a boat with a bunch of women fishing.
I'd rather be on the guy's boat.
Well, yeah, you would.
Uh,
But anyway,
no, not for that.
not because of the women, because they can get really kind of nuts at times
Well, they're just fun.
in a group.
Then Monday morning, 9:00, limes go in the water for the Big Rock tournament.
And there's
They'll fish 9 to
those-
3 every day.
those big
3:00 lines
those
up.
big old boats will head offshore before dawn, and they will be going out to whatever their destiny is that day, what their destinations are. The Big Rock itself
Right.
is offshore about 40 miles, 30 miles, I think, from Moorhead. But they can make the run. The big boats make the run in short order. I don't know how many boats they got entered this year and how many small boats. We'll be
I was
checking
just
that out
looking to see
later,
if
maybe
they've got
tomorrow.
them
That's this starts next week, the big part, but it kicks off on Saturday
with the ladies,
with the
right?
ladies angler.
Right.
So
I will tell
brings a
you,
lot of money to Morehead City area.
we do know that Michael Jordan's Catch 23 is signed back up this year.
Is
That was,
Michael going to be aboard?
of course he will be.
You sure?
Of course he will
You're
be.
absolute sure.
I'm sure he will fly in on Monday after the race Sunday because he has a racing team, 23XL.
So he won't be on there
fly
Monday.
in. No, he'll be there Monday. He'll fly in on his private charter, jump on the boat Monday, stay through Friday, and it depends if they win anything, whether he stays Saturday, fly back to the next race.
That boat's approaching 100 feet in length. I don't know what this one is. Probably 85 or something. Is it a Viking again?
It was, let me see what it was. One of the biggest ones then.
Okay, we've got a phone call. Good morning.
Looks
You're live and
like-
local.
Charlie.
I don't have anything particular.
Oh, hey,
to
Charles.
say. I was just, you okay? Yeah, hello. I don't have anything in particular to say. I just tuned into your show. Did you guys cover the California elections?
Yes,
Oh,
we did.
absolutely.
Yeah. What's your takeaway?
As happy as popular as she thought she was, is she?
You ever notice that she has this perpetual smile? She's always smiling. She always has this smile on her face. You could tell her that, humanity is going to end tomorrow and existence will be gone forever. She's always smiling. You could approach her and say, listen, sadly, your great-grandchildren were involved in a horrific car accident and then they're gone. She's always smiling. People that smile all the time,
You think maybe there's?
very odd.
You think maybe there are any facelifts involved in this?
Botox.
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I
Or
think that
Botox?
no, I really don't. I think it's some sort of psychological, mental thing.
No,
It's a I don't know. I don't know.
Operation H
Nobody-
then, or persimmons.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that Spencer has a chance. It's funny. I don't know. I think I don't know if I called him the other day. I've been seeing these Spencer Pratt vans
Yeah.
in my area. They're spending a lot of money. I was at my UPS store. There were like maybe 80 or 90 boxes of hats. I think the guy's got a chance. Do you guys remember the TV show Entourage?
Entourage?
Yeah, I remember. I didn't watch it, but I remember it. Yes.
Apparently, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It came out like 10 years ago. It was basically, anyway, the guy that created it, he's a heavy Democrat, but he's basically backing Spencer Pratt. And I think there's going to be a lot of so-called Democrats that are going to step up to the plate and back this guy.
Mhm.
I'm backing him 100%. When's the last time you guys have been to Los Angeles? Have you been to Los Angeles?
Never.
1973, I think it was.
Yeah, it really is. It's a danger zone. You're always looking over your back. In the good areas, the bad areas.
Well, I will say that when I was in LA in 73, I drove across the country in 73. We didn't see any of the stuff that you see on the TV today. We didn't see homeless encampments. We didn't see the bums on the streets. We didn't see any of that. It wasn't there. The reason we didn't see it. But, Los Angeles then was not what I see today.
What brought you? Why was your trip? What made you travel to Los Angeles?
I took a wrong turn. No, my dad decided he had not driven to Los Angeles or been to Los Angeles. He'd been to San Francisco in World War II because that's where he flew out of to get he got aboard a ship, flew to Los Angeles, or did he take a train? Or to San Francisco, one or the other. And he took a ship out of San Francisco to Pearl Harbor area, and then some other points. But he wanted to go back.
Yeah,
he wanted to see Los Angeles, and he wanted to see Hollywood, and so we made a flying trip, literally by car, and we saw a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you said you went with your father?
Yeah.
That must have been a memorable memory for you.
Well, it was.
Just think back
It
and-
was for my mom, and then even my baby daughter. She was 3 years old, 4 years old, 3 years old. But anyway, we took off, and I was a cop, and the speed limits were basically non-existent on the interstates going cross country. You could, I don't even think there was a speed limit sign, but people could drive pretty much what they could handle a car at. And one of the 2.5 days it took me to get there, I made over 1,000 miles in that day. I was the primary driver.
Hey, I heard something, I'm not sure if it's true, but maybe back in the 60s and the 70s, maybe the early 80s, when people were pulled up for drunken driving, they weren't necessarily arrested. Is that true?
There were a lot of cases, and particularly if it was a deputy sheriff in a lot of counties, because arresting drunk drivers was politically a no-no, because they would mount a plan to unseat the sheriff in a heartbeat. And it was generally accepted. You pull over a drunk driver, you take him home if you're a deputy sheriff.
Huh. Yeah, well, so anyway, that's all I have to say. You guys have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
All right, I looked it up because I couldn't remember. Michael Jordan's boat is an 84-foot Viking.
Okay. That's what I
84
remember.
feet, yeah. It's a 2018. It's worth $8 million right now. His speed is 40 knots, go up to 40 knots, and
can outrun
exceed over 500 miles on, I guess, a tank. But just found out he owns.
I can do that on my boat, and with a lot less gas.
He also, of course, this is what he uses for fishing. He also, Steve, he owns the Embrace, which is a 244-foot yacht with 6 cabins
That's
in
one of those
it.
mega yachts, yeah.
And it is a 2018, and it is worth in the United States $115 million.
Oh, and I saw that guy play basketball in Wilmington as a junior or senior in high school.
100.
Hello, how are you, Steve? Well, turn up the right pot, and I'll get you. You were
It's
supposed
got a
to.
swimming pool on the deck, Rayford.
There are a bunch of them like that. You should go down to the island sometime and look at those mega yachts. They're ridiculous. How are you, Steve?
I'm doing well. I was just listening to you talk to the last caller talking about how times were different back in the 70s. And,
in Los Angeles.
Well, even here, I lived just outside of downtown Raleigh in 1978. I was 7 years old. I got hit by a drunk driver at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody even called the cops. It was just like, that just happens.
Yep.
They scooped me up, put me in a car, a Gran Torino, and took me to Wake Memorial Hospital.
Gran Torino.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I remember you that
So the police
before.
were not even called.
No.
Right.
And he was so drunk he couldn't even stand up. I'll never forget it. He had just picked his wife up. She was a nurse at Wake Memorial Hospital.
Oh,
And she was sober, and he was...
she let him drive. Wow.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't get run over. I got hit and knocked about 20 feet in the air like a starfish and landed in the ditch.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm able to just talk to you about it. But yeah, it was a different time back then.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. That was a bad year for me, too. That was the year that we came down here on vacation, and I had to be pulled out of the water over there at Radio Island and resuscitated.
Good.
And then later that year, I got hit by the car and had a cast on for about 7 months. After that.
We need to go to a dog.
Did you make a note of all those dates so that you can sleep on them, sleep through them in the future? Yeah, oh man, that's some pretty tough doing.
Yeah, it was it was a lucky year for me.
Yeah, you lived.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you can live through the bad times, you should be good during the good times.
Yeah. But I just thought about that this morning when I was listening to the last caller. That it definitely was a different time all over the country back then.
Mm-hmm.
But what I actually called to talk to you about was, did you spray anything on your garden?
Not yet. I went out to do other stuff yesterday, but I cut all those dead leaves off, those infected leaves, and I put them away in a different location. I still could not see anything. I looked at them through a magnifying glass. I don't have a loop, since I don't do film photography anymore.
Right.
I used to have those loops everywhere. I had them in the car. Oh God, I still wish I had them.
You
I
can do it
probably
with your
got
phone
some.
now too. You can get an app on your phone where you can do it too, where it'll blow it up.
Did he
really
mention
smart
that
for you.
three-letter word? He mentioned that
Yeah, I
three-letter word,
know,
didn't he?
I know. But it helps me read when I had a small print, so I learned to use that one. It's like a modern magnifying glass to stay around in your pocket.
Oh, okay.
But I was going to tell you that I got to looking at my plants yesterday too, and I hadn't seen anything on my cucumbers as well.
Uh-huh.
But then I looked over to the side. I went to going through my tomatoes, and I found spider webs in my tomatoes.
Really?
The spider webs that the spider mites made. So evidently they were hanging out in the tomatoes and just coming out at mealtime maybe, and getting on the cucumbers down towards the end is what I'm wondering.
Okay.
So I sprayed them tomatoes this morning before the sun come up. I went around and sprayed them.
The funny thing in my tomatoes, our master gardener here, I planted a lot of what's it called? Marigolds. I planted magnolias, I planted onions, I planted chives, I planted, and everything, including the cucumbers, everything except the zucchini plants. And that's where the problems lie, in the zucchini plants. So either none of the stuff is working, or they just love zucchinis. I'm not sure which.
I'll bring you
Yeah,
some
it depends on which bug it is. Some like squash better. Definitely squash bugs. I don't know if that's what's getting to them or not. But yeah, that and all kinds of stuff that can get to them, I guess. Yeah. But I had something look like it was eating some leaves when I got to looking through my tomatoes yesterday. I've got like string beans growing up through them as well. And I had some leaves missing, so I went out there last night and I've got me a super bright ultraviolet light. And I went all through that garden. I couldn't find not nary an insect nowhere in it. But I don't know. I was expecting to find a hornworm or something like that in there.
Yeah, well, I kind of looked through my stuff, but I ran out of the seven dust, whatever it is. Is it?
Right.
It's seven dust normally, but is it seven dust spray? I know there's spray.
You can get liquid 7, or you can get a 7 in a dust.
Oh well, I got 7 in a dust form. I got that, but I wanted the spray so I could keep from spreading it to too much stuff. I'm like you. I don't want an overabundance, because I like doing my other bugs, the good bugs,
Right.
And I like that kind of stuff. I don't want to scare them away or kill them.
Yeah, I like the 7 dust because you already know this, but in 3 days you can wash it off and it's safe to eat.
Yep.
So that's one. It's a mild insecticide.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the most common ones, because even my mom was using it about the time I was born, I think, because from the day I can remember, I remember her talking about getting 7 dust.
It's the same thing they put in flea powder for animals.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever used flea powder on animals before.
It's been a long time.
Man, did they still make it?
You can smell it as soon as you use the flea powder for dogs.
Maybe that's maybe I do.
I haven't used that in years. I give my dog the little pill once a month.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I do too.
A long time, but,
Yes.
But I got a good memory of scent. I ain't got much sense, but when it comes to that kind of thing.
Well, I got you. No problem.
But I just wanted to mention that about the garden.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm going out today to get stuff. That's on my list.
I got you. I was lucky it hasn't spread too far in mine yet, so I'm hoping I got to jump on it this year. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, River, here's your airline incident of the day. This occurred yesterday. Every day we're talking about something. This is a Frontier Airlines flight from San Juan to Chicago was diverted yesterday to Miami after passenger Juan Gabriel Reyes tried to open an emergency exit and enter the cockpit. He choked an off-duty flight attendant,
Could he get into the
resisted
cockpit?
restraint, requiring passengers and the crew to use flex cuffs and seatbelt extenders to control him. He was taken into custody by the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, handed over to the FBI, and charged with interference with flight crew and assault on within maritime and territorial jurisdiction. And there's video of this, of them, not him doing it, but of him being secured. And
they didn't put those flex cuff around his neck?
It looked like a couple Marines to me, and they were just like, shut up.
I made international news. Well, video that I shot made international news back in the 70s. We had a report on a Sunday afternoon of an airplane inbound for Wilmington that had been hijacked.
Right.
They were going to stop in Wilmington for refueling. The plane was destined for Wilmington anyway. And then we got, two of us, my buddy and I, we were off duty. It was Sunday, right? So
right.
We were working WAY. We hauled butt to the airport. And then we got word at the airport that it was changed. It was going to Myrtle Beach.
Oh.
They were going to go to Myrtle Beach. And then they were going to Cuba.
Oh, Cuba.
And then I said, oh, God. I said, all right, John, we only got 70 miles. Should we go to Myrtle Beach? And we we headed for the Myrtle Beach, and I'll never forget the sheriff's captain. He came running out. He said, no, it's coming back to Wilmington. It's on his way back to Wilmington. They got here, and the deputies went aboard the plane. And I got a video of a man in handcuffs, a drunken old man. Well, he was old by my standards, and then he was in his 40s. And his face was so bloody. It looked like he had been in a bad fight. He had pretended to have a gun when he hijacked the plane. The plane was inbound to Wilmington with Marines on board, coming back from leave. And they had their car, they had flown out of Wilmington instead of Jacksonville, and they were headed to hijack the plane. They looked at him and thought, that's no gun. That's his finger. They jumped him and they beat him severely between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach. And they brought him back. And the Marines, they just nonchalantly got off the airplane and took off. It was funny.
Something that I didn't bring up yet because we just ran out of time, but I told you about there was a hostage situation in Bakersfield, California, that started unraveling yesterday afternoon, 1 p.m. their time, 3 p.m. or later for us. Yeah. But it was at the Chase Bank it still is at the Chase Bank in Bakersfield, California. A man reportedly barricaded himself inside with several people. He has been making bomb threats and appears to have a device strapped to his body. They're still negotiating with the man this morning. It's still ongoing. He has released 2 hostages. I know he released one last night while I was watching because that person had asthma. He asked for documentation to prove that she had asthma, so they were able to get him documentation, and he did release, I believe it was a female, but he has released another one since then. But the area of that downtown area is still on lockdown, and FBI hostage team is there, negotiators there, still ongoing.
Well, here's what they're looking for. They're looking at his hands to see if there's a dead man switch in there, that he's he's holding a switch.
Well, he's on the second floor, and they able to see through some of the windows.
Well, through the windows and cameras that they've managed to get inside somewhere or another. Pinhole cameras.
Right.
But they're looking see if he's holding his hand on any kind of a switch that if he releases it, they call it a dead man switch in case you die, and your switch is released and it goes boom. That's what they're looking for.
I'm sure with the hostages that have let loose,
if they cannot find one,
right,
then the minute he shows up in the red dot time, then he will disappear.
Yeah, supposedly he's got dynamite strapped to his chest, but we'll see what happens. But I imagine with some of the hostages that have been released,
well, they're telling
everything, right?
But,
giving information.
It's like eyewitnesses. You can't get 2 to tell the same story.
Right. And Peter Bryson, a Grammy award-winning singer, R&B soul singer, passed away yesterday. I don't know if you're familiar with any of his songs.
Nope.
Good singer, good singer.
Okay, we got to go tomorrow. We're going to have a busy one. We've got beginning at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, we got it beginning at 7:30 in the morning. We've got
The mayor of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Mayor, Sammy Phillips.
That's right.
And then at 8 o'clock, we've got the chairman of the board.
Yes, we do.
Not Frank. We got Tim Foster, chairman of the Owensboro County Board of Commissioners. So it's going to be a busy time. You'll be invited to call, I'm sure, if they'll take calls, but, we're not going to get into any wild areas. We got some specific areas.
That meeting Monday was,
Yeah, continue.
yes, a lot of tension in the room.
We'll talk about that. And,
Yes.
and Tim's a nice, calm, cool, and collected guy. And so he'll be able to explain things. And
Right.
as the chairman, he's done a great job doing that.
Yes. I think we have a good board.
We'll have him in the morning and have the mayor in the morning. And
And then Friday, we have a special appearance by Pastor Jim Jormas coming in. We talked
Is it?
this morning.
good, very
Going to
good.
talk about an upcoming event that you'll want to hear about.
Good. And it's time for me to take another 8-hour nap. So we got to go.
All right.
No, I got to go to the store and get some stuff.
We need a closing out song. You did great with the opening song. Okay, we're gone. Have a great day. Be safe.
You don't want me to do that?
Oh, we're good.
Not again. All right, we'll see you in the morning. See you. We got to go rewrite some events to fit our narrative.
That's right.
I'd like that. We'll see you in the morning. Goodbye.